Welcome to Warren 2009 Fantasy Football, the show.
Hey, brother.
Hello, brother. What's up?
Oh, it's crunch time, man. We have a fantasy football narrative going on right now.
Ain't that the truth?
There are
we just finished week 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is
I
math.
think last week we said was a big week, that we have our first mathematically impossible for someone to make the playoffs. Boo-hoo.
Wah, wah. And it happened. It came true. And we also have our first clinched playoff spot as well.
Clinched.
So one at the top, one at the bottom. Those are locked in. And we go on to week 13, where anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Certainly is.
It's kind of fun. This week we got the full pounder. We got so much meat, so much whatever. Dude, we're going to hit you with everything we got. We're bringing in just a little bit of some fun running back, wide receiver duos that we've liked throughout the season that you guys are currently hanging on to right now. It'll be kind of fun to talk about. We got Jonah Hill joining us once again.
Jonah Hill.
And, of course, matchups. But let's start, as we always do. Louis, give us that Week 12 recap.
Oh, here it is, that remix, rewind, recap. Let's start at the bottom here on my phone. We got Mixing the Cup of Herbs, taking down the Island of Misfit Toys, 126-106. Tickle My Pittman. The Cinderella Story continues, 133 over Cooked, 115. CMC can go fuck himself. Squeaked out a win. Not really squeaked. Kind of took down the win in the dual tight end bowl. 118 over 88. My Pitts hurts. You know, My Pitts hurts. That's two tight ends in the name. And he started two tight ends. Didn't pay off. Dak Street's back. 106. Taking out the closest. Wow. 104 over just one coop. And Tyreek Hill.
That was a Monday night curse if I've ever seen it.
Yeah. What, Alex Collins had 1.2. He had a fumble, so that.
Yeah, I think he would have gotten it if he did not fumble.
So if he had 2 points, oh my God, he would have had it by 0.1 if he didn't fumble there. Oh God. Yeah. Oh God.
Woo!
Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Off the rails of Grady Train, taking down me, week 13, Eye of the Gayger, 142-118.
Yeah, crazy week. Dude, Eric, your team is up and down, week in and week out, but there's still a chance. Lyjack, you impressed me once again. I don't know what to say.
I will never not pick.
Yeah, and see, this is what I get for not picking. His team goes off because, of course. So, yeah, we got a lot of possible scenarios going on here. So many teams could be 6 and 7 at the end of this week, or we could have a whole lot more clinched positions, either at the top or the bottom. We'll see what happens. But first, we'll go on to just a small segment here. Duos. We kind of approached this a little bit differently, but it's kind of fun. We kind of just picked out some of our favorites, the wide receiver duos, the running back duos out there. It's a crazy season, injuries all over the place. some of the more successful duos out there and some of the not so successful duos. Louis, do you want to take it away, my friend? What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm going to go. I will give two duos, and this was pre-draft, and this one they were both very scary if they hit, and they didn't really pan out. First one was CMC and Barkley,
Yeah.
and same old, same old. Glass, glass, glass. The other one
Shattering.
was Chubb and Henry.
The
They are
one guaranteed Sacco contender right now.
they now are resorting to Ramondre Stevenson and Jamal Williams. How the
Williams
tables turn tables.
have turned. Yeah, I think this is kind of why I wanted to go through, like looking at that kind of running back duo, what we're all kind of been backed into through the season. It just seems so much fun.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Well, I kind of went through week to week, and found some really bizarre running back combinations. These are the starters in those positions, not flexes. So that's what we kind of focused on. Tickle my Pittman week 8. Your starters were Tony Pollard and Devontae Booker. Back up, but it works. You're a possible playoff contender. So I can't say anything. That just was interesting. Louis,
Yeah.
week 7, you had Zeke and Eckler on a bye. Luckily, the NFL kind of panned out in your favor. You had Chuba Hubbard and Michael Carter.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of fun and interesting. So I went with that. And then my favorite, let's see here. I don't think I have exactly what I was looking for, but I think most of the season, Tickle My Pittman has been running with their 1 and 2, a good portion of their games, maybe more than 40%. Miles Sanders and Nyheim Hines. They dominated the early part of the season for Tickle My Pittman. And Sanders is no longer on the team, so interesting.
A couple other notables. Danny. It's going to come up again in the wide receivers, but I love that you had both Denver running backs. I think you have them both starting this week.
Yes.
That's just so much fun to see.
Yes.
And
I
think the current scary is the Jonathan Taylor Daryl Henderson combo.
Yeah.
That is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Mixon and Kamara too. If Kamara plays, man, that is a scary deal because Joe Mixon has quietly been running back 2 or 3 on the year.
I think right now he's 4, but still.
Really? Still.
Also, he's been filling the void. At this week, I think it's been 4 weeks. I haven't had Kamara now, and
that's when Joe Mixon has picked up the slack.
Yeah, 3 weeks I haven't had Kamara. 5 weeks I haven't had Kareem Hunt. So all on the shoulders of Joe Mixon. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you. Yeah. I love it. Thank you, Joe Mixon. So wide receivers, kind of fun duos out there too. It's kind of hard to find silly duos when it comes to this. There's a whole lot of good potential wide receiver 3s on teams, so a lot of these did make sense throughout the season. But do you have a couple that you want to talk about, Lou?
Yeah, so there's an S tier, the supreme top. And that only belongs to Dale with Jamar Chase, McLaren, Jefferson, and Adams.
Yeah.
They didn't pan out last week, but holy smokes. Any of those guys can easily put up 40 points in a week.
So scary. Yeah. It's crazy. So S tier belongs to Dale. Okay.
Yeah, that was S tier. Current hotness, I think, belongs to Chet with Jalen Waddle and Deontay Johnson, Mr. Consistent. And then the new hotness in Waddle, who is just really, really becoming a Dolphin.
Yeah, dude, he's doing great. I don't have him in any leagues out there, but I'm enjoying watching his season.
And then
Take off.
I'm just going to touch on two more. Danny, I said I would bring it up, but Godwin and Evans. It took you a while to actually play both of them. I
Yes.
think I'm happy that you are. And I think when I left the draft, I was really jealous of this combo, and that was Cooper Kupp and CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, thank you, boss.
Welcome.
Yeah, again, thank you, Cooper Kupp. Thank you, CeeDee Lamb. You guys are amazing. My team. Thank you, team. Yeah, I've definitely wanted to make a note of the two Tampa Bay wide receivers being in the starting lineup. It's great. I'm so glad you touched upon the Denver running backs too. Just so much
And it's all on the
investment
same
there.
team. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's been panning out so far. He's what, fourth
hanging
right
around.
now?
He's hanging around.
So fifth place. Yeah. So a couple of other wide receiver duos throughout the season. The the Swiss Army knife, Patterson and Emmanuel Sanders, week 10. They went off. It was good stuff to see. What else was there? I thought this was a fun mention. Week 5 for you, Louis. You had Thielen and DJ Moore as your wide receivers, and they put up a total of 11.3 points. That was the week you put up 219.
I was just going to say, but what else did I do?
Yeah. They put up 11 points, and you still put up 219. Absolutely crazy. That was fantastic. And I think the Misfits here, they got a shout out to one of the strangest wide receiver duos out there at the time, because Ayuk had not kind of gotten involved. So week 9, Tyler Boyd and Brandon Ayuk were the starting wide receivers for his squad. They did not do very good.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. I think one of the lowest that I saw out there was Brandon Cooks and Tim Patrick. I don't have a week. I did not write that down. That's my bad. But they put up a total of 7.2 points combined. Yeah, so, and it's been a weird up and down season. But these were some of the favorites. Do you have any other wide receiver combos you want to talk about?
No, not really. Everything else was kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's essentially where it's been.
Yeah.
You get some nice boom games. Elijah Moore, kind of fun to watch some of those go. But that's just off the top of my head. There's some fun ones to see from time to time, but these were some of the best duos and some of the strongest. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move on. We got the full pounder, guys.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Full pounder.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of full on the 2021 season right now. We can't eat anymore, but we have a whole extra week to go. We're not done yet. Yes, Robbie's locked in. Yes, Ranicki's locked in at the other side of that coin. But there's so much more meat in the middle here. We went through. Yeah, we went through. We kind of looked at the matchups. And Louis, do you want to give us your final standings for what you think our playoff bracket's going to look like?
I shall. I'm going to note a couple of things real quick. And that is, if any 5 and 7 team wants to get in, you have got to score some hella points or get really lucky on some losses. So just keep that in mind as we move forward here. Final standings. This I am associating a final standing to, as in terms of I will give you who will get the bye.
Cool.
And who will make it and who will not. All right, so the 2 bye weeks belong to Senor Gay and Senor Robbie.
Senor, just one.
Yeah. But I do have the top four that are currently the top four are making the playoffs. I think it's going to be really hard for them to not make it just based off points.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but a lot of points need to be scored from, like you said, the 5 and 7 squad. Yeah.
So Josh, you're safe. Dale is safe. And now the Cinderella story. I think he makes it. Not only by the hairs on his chinny chin chin. I think he makes it well into 5th place. Our first 7 and 7 team, Lyjack. You got that.
Oh!
And then
Hey-oh!
Always a scary person to see in the playoffs. His win record in the playoffs is quite astounding. But Danny is the final one to make it. And then, in no particular order, the bottom, Chet, the last 7 and 7 team that did not make it. Sorry. Matt, you're next. Eric, and then Aniki.
And then the Misfit Toys. I also have the cutoff at 2 7 and 7 teams.
I had in my finals. I had 3 7 and 7 teams.
3 7 and 7, but the cutoff was 7 and 7. That's where my cutoff is as well. The bye weeks. First bye week, or the number 1 seed, week 13. Eye of the Gayger. You're going to get the first bye week, and the second bye week is going to go to just 1 coop. Yes, I have the same as you in that order. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Next, I have my Pitts Ertz. They're fine as well. I have, after that, in 4th place, Dak Street's back. I have him doing fairly well the next 2 weeks. I think you're going to be fine, Danny. CMC, go fuck yourself. I think you're going to be fine. And then the last team to make the playoffs at 7 and 7. You know, the thing is, I have Lyjack winning his next 2 games. So the last team to make the playoffs is me at 7 and 7. Lyjack, you also are 7 and 7 in my standings here, but you don't have the points to catch up to me at this moment. Things could change. I have been up and down with your team, and they have slapped me in the face each and every time, so I could be wrong. But bottom 4, took my Pittman off the rails of the crazy train, Cooked, and Misfit Toys. That's where the full pounder comes to a close.
Deal with it.
You all wore your bibs. Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah. Fucking wear your brown pants.
Yeah.
Pull them up like a big boy.
And with that, we'll move on. We got Jonah Hill joining us back once again. Let's just go ahead and say
Ask me
that
about
we lost.
my wiener.
I will ask him about his statistics. Yes, I will do that instead. His big numerical wiener says that the free agent team won again. They smacked us in the face, 173.64 points.
How do you find
we just guys, we suck. We're terrible. Can't believe it. Closest team lost this week, and the the optimal lineup for that team would have been 159. So we're just not doing any justice to the. We suck again. First time since week 6 that only one team has been sub 100. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, wow. Good job, guys.
Really suck. Only one team below sub 100.
Good job.
Since week 6. Wow. Matt, you broke 300 bench points on the season. You've done it, buddy. You could have had a better record. And this week, most points by a kicker for the season was broken. Originally, on week 3, a kicker put up 17 points. But this week, 2 kickers put up 21 points.
Wow.
Crazy kicking out there, guys.
In a starting lineup, right?
In a starting lineup.
Okay, because I think
if they're not in a starting lineup, they're in the starting lineup for the free agent team. So, yeah. So that's all the quick stats we have there. Jonah Hill just stopped by. Just wanted to quickly shoot those out there.
Jonah.
Thank you, Jonah. I know next week, we're going to be hit with a whole lot more stats. It's going to be basically a big season wrap-up.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Stay
before
tuned.
we get to the postseason. Otherwise, guys, nobody could join us tonight. Let's jump into the matchups. Let's do it. Woo! Week 13.
Who will Lady Luck blow and who will Lady Luck suck?
Suck? Yeah. Well, we do have a game of the week in mind. So we are going to keep the game of the week talk for last.
Okay.
We're going to be last. But do you have another game that you want to start with?
Yeah. Let's start with Just One Coop and Tyreek Hill and My Pitts Ertz.
And My Pitts Ertz. The game that essentially is a fight for a bye week, in my opinion here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
If Dale wins, there's a good chance he can get that bye week by the end of the season here.
Yeah, a lot of questionable tags in this matchup.
A lot of Q tags. Logan Thomas played last week. He seemed pretty good. Claypool seems to be good. Amari Cooper dealing with a COVID issue. And Henderson, I don't know. He seems banged up, but also okay.
Yeah, he's expected to play. I don't see any issues with him not playing. I believe the same goes for James Robinson.
He did not practice, but he's probably going to play as well.
Let's look down. Oh, you had one more?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's just go by position here real quick. It's going to be Lamar Jackson for me, dog.
I think I watched Heineke play last week. Or actually, wasn't it just last night or Monday night? Yeah, when he played Seattle. He was hungry. He seemed angry. He didn't do very well in that game, but I think he's ready.
He plays with a lot of emotion. He certainly does.
He does. And Pittsburgh for Lamar could be difficult, so I'm going to go Heineke in this one.
Okay. As far as the wide receivers go, I'm still digging the Dale Chase McLaurin combo.
Yep. That's what we got.
Running backs, different story. Jonathan Taylor, although non-existent. I mean,
whatever the case, he's going against Houston this week.
Still put up 17.
Yeah, for a non-existent Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, how do you follow up a 4-5 touchdown week? So.
What do you put up, a 6 touchdown week?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So
tight ends, Dawson Knox and Zach Ertz.
I like Logan Thomas. He was involved immediately in his first game back, 6 targets, but Dawson Knox is the call for me on that too.
And then when it comes down to flexes, Dale. Gosh, this is a tough one.
It's tough. Dale's going to win the flex, but Nick Folk and New England's defense has been on fire. It's going to be really tough. This week,
depends on how many points Jonathan Taylor puts up.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think it does it for him. I think just one Coop's going to go ahead and swoop away with this one.
Yep, I think so as well.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We'll go to Dak Street's back and cooked.
Cooking it.
Cooking it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly how you felt after losing to Jack without his Chiefs, without Christian Kirk. You felt cooked.
Oof. All right,
Yeah.
so I see 2 Tampa Bay wide
Two
receivers.
Tampa Bay. I see 2 Denver
And 2
running
Denver.
backs. I see a Denver tight end. There's a lot of investment this week in 2 teams for Dak Street's back.
You know, the funny
Lot
thing
of
is,
investment.
Cooked has a lot of questionable tags on his bench, and somehow he's still going to have more bench points.
Oh, yeah. Oh, without question. They're all Q tags, except for the one guy who's on a bye week. So Hurts or Prescott? Let's go with Hurts.
Prescott. Against no one
I'm going to
else.
go Hurts.
Oh, Hurts.
It's the Jets.
Jets are
I'm
kind
good.
of sneaky, though.
It can be, but Hurts seems to be getting it done enough.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Hurts.
Okay.
Mooney and Brandon Cooks or Godwin and Evans?
Godwin and Evans. I think Tom Brady's going to... He gave the ball a lot to Fournette last week. I think Tom Brady's going to be like, hey, yeah, I run this team.
Yeah. Plus, it's Atlanta. They're just kind of... They're like target practice. You just...
Yes.
Like, okay, you run this route, I will definitely hit you on the fade down to the goal.
I don't think
post.
we're going to see a slow game like Tampa Bay played last week. I think it's going to be... We're going to get up by 30 at the half and just coast.
I think you might be right on that. This is interesting. The running backs, Gaskin and Madison. No Dalvin Cook. Alexander Madison playing in Detroit. That could be some really good points right there.
Yeah, and Gaskin has been pretty solid the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cooked.
I think I will. I know Elijah Mitchell could put up 30 points on his own, but I think the 2 for Cooked will do better than the 1 for Dak Street's back. We'll see how Javonte Williams does too. He's done pretty solid too, but I think Cook edges out that position. Tight ends?
Tight ends and flexes I'm going to give to Matt.
Yeah, I'm also doing the same.
And I'm going to give the win to Matt as well.
I think this is actually going to be one crazy big game.
Lot at stake here. I mean, Matt absolutely needs a win. He needs to get to 7-7.
Yeah, he needs the win. This is what he needs to do. I even though we kind of broke it down and Matt had some winning categories, but the majority of it, I'm going to go Dak Street's back.
Okay.
I think they just have a bounce back week enough in the right positions. All right, so who's next?
Week 13, the Gayger and the Island of Misfit Toys.
Got it. So not sure if Kyler Murray is going to play yet. He's limited in practice against Tom Brady. Tom Brady against Atlanta. Oof. Woof. Something tells me Murray sits one more week, and you'll end up winning the quarterback position. Something tells me.
I'm cool with that.
Williams and Thielen. Somebody on a bye?
DJ Moore.
So Thielen and Williams against Metcalf and Elijah Moore. Dude, that is tough.
Simply because it's Elijah Moore, I'm going to give it to Ranicky.
I think I might too. I don't know if Metcalf is dealing with a really serious injury going on here, because he did nothing last week, but if he has a bounce back week, this is probably going to be it. We'll see. I'm going to go side with Ranicky on that. Running backs, Louis.
I'm going to take that one.
Yeah. I know Jamal's got the backfield to himself this week, or essentially, but you got this. Hands down. Mark Andrews, easy.
Yep.
And the flex,
It's kind of interesting. It's actually this is actually a really good flex matchup.
it is.
We saw OBJ have a pretty decent week last week, and Brandon Ayuk has been tearing it up as of late. It'll be interesting. There's kind of a lot of question marks I have about Montgomery and Clyde. But if they both score, if they score, then I'll take it. But otherwise,
Yeah,
I
I
could give
think
this one to Ranicky.
I'm going to give it to Ranicky. I think both wide receivers are going to be fine. Ooh, excuse me. Pretty fun. I made a off-camera bet, habanero bet, with Robert Heiser. I will mention this right here, right now. I freaked out when Odell Beckham
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
got signed to the Rams. I flipped out because I know he's a target hog. I'm pretty sure somewhere in his contract, signing with the Rams, he has a clause in there that he must get
Minimum 10 targets a game.
yeah, something like that, like 50% of the targets. So I made a 2 habanero bet end season for who has more points from the game he plays to the end of the season, Odell Beckham or Cooper Kupp.
What's it at right now?
Well, that last game really made it interesting. That's for sure. It shows that Odell's here to show up for that bet, but Cooper's still ahead by a full game, pretty much by like 10 points, 12 points.
You're fine.
So we'll see. Anyways,
Or you're not fine, actually.
no, I'm not fine with that. No, like we'll see. It's okay. It's okay. I freaked
Do you
out,
want Cup to
but I
do
accept.
well, or do you want to eat habaneros?
I just know the kind of person that Odell is, and I flipped out because I was like, man, stop talking, stop grabbing my targets. But that's okay. Whatever. I digress. Week 13, Eye of the Gayger is getting the victory.
It's getting down and dirty.
Are you also choosing yourself for the win?
I am.
He is indeed.
All
Sorry,
right,
Misfit Toys.
I jumped ahead to the CMC can go fuck himself and mix in the cup of herbs. How
Yes.
is Matt Stafford projected 30 points when he hasn't done that since, well, I guess week 8?
So not too far off. He did do back-to-back 30s. He was in the zone at one point.
That's unbelievable.
At one point, he was in the zone. And then Odell Beckham joined the team. No. It's just the curse of Odell. So, yeah, that'll be the next matchup. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Mix in the cup of herbs, CMC, can't go fuck himself.
All right, so here's kind of a bold prediction, but I think that Cincinnati Chargers game is going to be a massive shootout.
Ooh,
I think
interesting.
we could see upwards of 75 points scored.
Wow. That's one hell of a shootout.
I think it's going to be one of those games where it's like they only ran 3 plays and now they got a touchdown, and the other team just did that too. And then the other team, I don't think it's going to be a defense. I don't think it's going to be like a scrum. I think it's just going to be like a 2 offenses totally dominating each other.
That would be fun to watch, especially at noon. That'd be great to watch.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. I think Stafford, though, kind of finds his footing again. Jacksonville.
They did shut out a certain Josh Allen.
They did. They did.
I think Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, and OBJ are just too good to.
They're too good not to
make the
target.
same mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give it to Stafford here.
I'm going to tie this one out. It's too close to call. I don't think Stafford gets 30, and I think Justin Herbert scores a lot of points.
Sweet. Let's see here. Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, Waddle, and Johnson.
Yeah,
Two of the
because Lamb isn't queued. Cup and Lamb, I think, will take this one. But I really do, as I said earlier in the show, I really do like Waddle and Mr. Consistency.
Yeah,
over there.
I do as well. Waddle is like so under the radar right now. He's slowly climbing the wide receiver ranks and the total points for wide receivers. I think he actually does well again this week. I think though I'm going to give myself the wide receiver advantage.
Hmm.
Running backs, man, Barkley at Miami.
I just haven't seen enough out of him.
Yeah, I think man, that's tough. Josh Jacobs has just been all over the place this season. I think I'm going to give myself the running backs here.
I will as well. I think
Uh,
Mixon has just been too good, and like I said, I think this is really going to be a ginormous.
big. I would love that. Let's see here. We got Gronk and Fryermuth,
The
tight
Gronkinator.
ends. Gronkinator. And the flex positions, Renfro and Higgins, Lockett and Ingram. As of right now, Ingram is who I'm playing, but
Okay, I was just going to say,
TBD.
are you going to start Ingram if Kamara plays as well?
It's kind of like if Kamara comes back, is he really going to be the guy? Should I play both just to be on the safe side? Share those points, but I also
Sure.
think I should just shoot for the moon here and just plug in somebody else. I haven't decided. Either way, I think Chet gets the flex.
Yeah,
Hands
Renfro
down.
is just so hot right now.
He's on fire, and Higgins is starting to find his groove again. Just 9.7 points or more. I don't know, 11. Week 11 was the outlier, but he's been really hot as well. So overall, I'm actually giving CMC the win. I have some pretty good matchups and some
Makes sense if you have
circumstance,
yourself at 7-7, but I'm giving you the win here.
You're a kind man.
I am. Thank you.
You know,
Yes,
here's the
I
thing,
am.
Chet. Here's the thing, Chet. You lost CMC, but Panthers were on a bye week 13 anyway, so whatever cards you were going to play, you got to play them anyways. So, like, this was going to happen regardless. This was the matchup you were planning all along.
It's just one
And I think
long
it's gonna
bye
work.
week.
Yeah. All right, and that will take us to our game of the week, won't it?
The game of the fucking week, man.
It's a fucking week. This week we have the Pitman. The Pitman is going to
And-
be tickled.
Tickle, tickle.
And
And the
there's going to be-
choo-choo.
yes, the train will be
Gritty,
off.
gritty, 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 gritty,
yes.
gritty, 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 gritty. Woo, woo.
Okay. Off the rails, man. You guys are hot.
Yeah, reason this is a game of the week. You guys are both coming off some immaculate wins, but also this has huge implications for playoff runs.
Huge. You guys are tied in the standings right now. A decent amount of points separate you guys, but one victory could get you guys in a really good spot for the playoff push.
Very interesting. This is an
Very
interesting matchup.
interesting.
One person's playoff hopes will die.
You
Will
almost
die this week.
certainly.
This is already the playoffs. This is already a playoff matchup. This
This
a must-win.
is like for you guys. This is a must-win. Tickled by Pittman, you're impressing the shit out of me again.
And even if
Now
they
you get
win,
your chief back.
whoever the winner is, isn't even guaranteed to like make a playoffs. Like other things still need to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
So
like
crazy.
it's a must-win from here on out, pretty much for you guys if you want a guaranteed spot. You got to win. All right, so Lyjack, your Chiefs are back. Mahomes v. Allen. I'm going to call it a wash. I got to call it a wash. Denver and New England, these are the defenses they're playing. They've been great defenses. I think it's a wash. It could be difficult.
It could be. It could be, but Gosh, I don't know. I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes here.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes. Moving on, Van Jefferson. Nice scoop up somewhere after I dropped him. I think he scooped him up for $1, and he's well worth that dollar.
Well worth $1.
Well worth $1. Van Jefferson and Christian Kirk. No Deebo Samuel this week. Man. Sad to see it.
Hate to see it.
Versus Cordell Patterson and Hopkins. Hopkins?
Is he playing?
Do we have a Hopkins sighting? Oh my gosh. Hot diggity. What a
He did
day.
return to practice. I like the Patterson Hopkins. Even if Hopkins doesn't play, I think Patterson can take on Van Jefferson and Christian Kirk, no problem.
Dude, 100%. Wide receivers go to off the rails. Running backs, Devonta Freeman, Tony Pollard.
This is where we're at.
Najee,
This is where
versus
we're at.
Najee Harris versus Leonard Fournette. And you know what? Lijek still has a great chance.
I'm going Najee and Fournette here, though.
Yeah, Lijek has a great chance overall. Not in the running back matchup. This was going to off the rails. All right, so George Kittle versus Travis Kelsey. Interesting.
Travis Kelsey, but it is close. George Kittle kind of had a rough game last week. I think he writes it out. I mean, he only had 2 targets. It's not a whole lot, but Kelsey has been Travis Kelsey for a while.
Somehow, San Francisco does great against Seattle. I'm going to go with Kelsey on this one. I'm going to go with Kelsey.
Okay.
Yeah, it all makes sense. All right, so the flexes. James Conner, Boston Scott. All right, leaning into the flames. I like it. And versus Michael Pittman and Nyheim Hines.
That's tough. Two Colts against 2 birds. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Conner, though, man.
I like the Nyheim Hines against Houston. Like, if Indy goes up by a lot, Hines is going in.
Sneak.
It could be a very sneaky play. Boston Scott, if he gets involved against the Jets, could be great. James Conner's a 3-touchdown guy almost every week. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm going to go the James Conner, Boston Scott side. But I really do like Pittman and Hines.
Yeah, that's a really Lijek. That's a good play. I also lean off the rails here. Justin Tucker, he's a wild card. He can make a 70-yarder, so he probably will. I think this matchup. Who you got? Who do you got?
I got Lijek.
Good, because I got Lijek too. I'm done.
We just talked about like Eric has the advantage. Eric has the advantage. Who you got winning? Lijek.
Lijek. Was this ever a question? Yeah, I mean, Eric, your team, like I said earlier on in the episode, it is up and down. You just need them to have an up week, man.
I mean, for goodness sake, I do have Lijek making the playoffs, so he does have to win here.
He does have to win here. He could.
He has to.
And we have hit, and we both have him winning. All right.
And there you have it. Those are the picks. We're sticking to it.
And we're sticking to it. Sticking to it. Oh, sticking to it. Hey, week 13 in the books.
Week 13 in the books.
Moving on. Week 14. Here's the looks. Hey. We got this, guys. Best of luck to everybody out there. Football's not over, but the playoff push. Playoffs are not here yet, but the playoff push has begun. This is it for a lot of you guys. Do the best you can. I'm excited. There's a lot of football to be had.
Because we're in the hunt.
Right?
For once.
For what?
Let us have this moment, guys. It's been 4 years of absolute hell, okay?
Yeah, Lou, you have not
Let
gotten
us
out of the
enjoy
second tournament
this.
for 4 years, have you?
I
Like,
think it
it's
was
been
only
crazy.
3. I think it was 3. I don't know if it was 4.
But still, that does a thing to a man's
It
psyche.
does a thing.
It does. It ruins a man's psyche for that long.
Oh, my goodness.
We got this. I kind of want to go back to last year's video, week 13, to see how depressed we both were at that point.
Yeah. Just like there's no chance. Man. I keep losing.
There's no chance. That's it. That's it. I think we're done. That's it. But, dude, nice job, Louie.
Oh,
I have
nice
you.
job. You got the nice job.
Nice job. Everybody, nice job. Honestly, we've all been keeping up with all the injuries. This is a really tight race. Everybody's been doing great picking up, backups and filling in spots. Overall, this has been a really exciting year. So,
Certainly has.
yeah, good job, everybody. Otherwise, let's wrap it up. Everybody enjoy the football games. Enjoy the first weekend of December. And as always,
Go Sports!